Did you know that New York City, home to over 8.4 million people, is smaller in land area than Anchorage, Alaska? It's a surprising fact that highlights the city's high population density. Every square inch of New York is teeming with life, a constant hustle and bustle that never truly ceases. This condensed living space contributes to the city's unique character, but it also brings along a host of challenges. Hard to believe, right? Now let's dive into the top 15 reasons locals say not to move to New York, not to move to new. First on the list, pollution. New York's air quality index is 44% worse than the national average. The city, known for its hustle and bustle, is also infamous for its air and noise pollution. The constant hum of traffic, honking horns, and crowded streets contribute to a noise level that's enough to keep anyone up at night. But it's not just the noise. The air in New York can be a problem too, with millions of cars on the roads and countless industries contributing to emissions. The air quality often leaves much to be desired. This pollution doesn't just affect the environment, it directly impacts the quality of life for those living in the city. It can lead to health problems, from minor irritations like allergies and asthma, to more serious conditions like heart disease and lung cancer. So, if you're looking for fresh air and tranquility, New York might not be the place for you. Next up, parking. Finding a parking space in New York is like finding a needle in a haystack. Now, this may sound like a hyperbole, but residents can attest that it's a harsh reality. You see, the city is brimming with life, and with that comes a never-ending tide of vehicles, all vying for the same limited spaces. Street parking is akin to winning a lottery. And even if you do win, there's the alternate side parking rule to contend with. Imagine having to move your car from one side of the street to the other just to avoid a ticket. It's a dance that New Yorkers have perfected over time. As for parking garages, they might seem like a solution, but the cost can be staggering. The monthly fees can be as high as some people's rent. And let's not even get started on the cost of parking tickets. So, if you're a car owner, brace yourself for some serious parking challenges. Third on our list, education. New York's public school system serves over 1.1 million students, making it overcrowded and under-resourced. The city's education landscape is a complex web of public, charter, and private schools, each with its own set of challenges. Public schools, in particular, face a daunting task. They are expected to provide quality education to a diverse and large student population with limited resources. Class sizes are often large, and teachers, despite their best efforts, struggle to give individual attention to each student. On the other side of the spectrum, private schools offer a better student-teacher ratio and more resources, but they come with a hefty price tag. Charter schools, while providing an alternative, have their own set of controversies. So, if you're thinking about moving to New York and you have kids, it's worth considering the educational implications of moving to the Big Apple. Fourth on the list, crime. While New York is safer than many cities, it still has a crime rate that is 15% higher than the national average. This might be a tough pill to swallow, especially when you consider the city's reputation as a bustling hub of activity. But let's delve a bit deeper. The Big Apple, as it's fondly called, has pockets of high crime rates interspersed with areas of relative peace and safety. Like a mosaic, some neighborhoods may have you walking on sunshine, while others might have you walking on eggshells. For many residents, this can lead to a sense of insecurity, and the constant vigilance can be draining. It's not all doom and gloom, though. New York has been taking strides in improving its safety measures, with a downward trend in violent crimes. Still, safety is a crucial factor to consider when deciding whether or not to make the move. Next up, immigrant floods. New York is a melting pot of cultures, but this also means intense competition for resources and opportunities. The city is a beacon for individuals from around the globe, each bringing their own unique flavor to the urban tapestry. But with this diversity comes a challenge. With an influx of immigrants, competition for jobs, housing, and even school placements has intensified. A city already known for its cutthroat pace now sees a heightened struggle for survival. The city's resources are stretched thin, with public services such as healthcare and education strained to the limit. Yet, it's not all doom and gloom. This diversity also fosters innovation and creativity, bringing a dynamic energy to the city that's hard to find elsewhere. It's a place where the world's cultures meet and intertwine, creating a vibrant and unique cityscape. The city's diversity is a double-edged sword. It enriches the culture, but also intensifies competition. Last but not least, high cost of living. New York is one of the most expensive cities in the world. The towering skyscrapers, bustling streets, and iconic landmarks come with a hefty price tag. Housing, as you might expect, is at the top of the list. Whether it's a small apartment in Manhattan or a family home in Brooklyn, prepare to pay substantially more than the national average. But it's not just the housing. The cost of food, whether you're dining out at a trendy restaurant or just picking up groceries, is also decidedly steep. Getting around isn't cheap either. Public transportation, while comprehensive, can add up. And owning a car? Well, we've already talked about the parking pains. Then there's the cost of entertainment, from Broadway shows to museum entries, and even your morning coffee. Every aspect of life in the Big Apple comes with its own premium. If you're considering a move, it's crucial to ensure that your income can accommodate the city's high cost of living. So there you have it, the top 7 reasons locals say not to move to New York. We've journeyed through the concrete jungle, exploring the less glamorous aspects of the Big Apple, from the choking pollution that blankets the city to the nightmare that is finding a parking spot. We've delved into the concerns about the education system, touched on the crime rate that can make some areas feel less safe, and explored the challenges posed by the influx of new immigrants. And of course, who could forget the high cost of living that makes New York one of the most expensive cities in the world? It's essential to remember that these are not just abstract concepts or statistics. These are real issues faced by New Yorkers every single day. They shape the experience of living in this city and can significantly impact your quality of life. But don't let these reasons discourage you entirely. New York, like any city, has its drawbacks. Yet, it's also filled with opportunities, culture, diversity, and an energy that's hard to find elsewhere. It's a city of contrasts, where the pros and cons are as diverse as its skyline. Before packing your bags and heading towards the city that never sleeps, it's wise to weigh these considerations carefully. Do the cons outweigh the pros for you? Can you adapt to the challenges and thrive in this bustling metropolis? These are questions only you can answer. And remember, we've only covered 7 reasons so far. There's more to this story. In our follow-up video, we'll delve into the remaining 8 reasons locals suggest you might want to think twice before moving to New York. From the intense competition for jobs to the city's infamous winters, we'll continue to provide you with a comprehensive understanding of what life in New York truly entails. In the end, it's all about making an informed decision. Knowledge is power, and we hope that this insight into the realities of New York life will help you make the best choice for your future. What are your thoughts? If you live in New York, share your experiences in the comments below. And stay tuned for part 2 of this series, where we'll discuss the remaining 8 reasons.